Hello, my fabulous bunch of weirdos. I've put out a couple of videos about how my mental health has been deteriorating lately, and I feel overwhelmed. And um, basically, a lot of what's happened in my life got kicked off really badly when all the COVID lockdowns started. But the COVID lockdowns also gave me an opportunity to see how some things were going actually in my life. And there's been some pretty big and dramatic changes in my life over that time. But one of the things was with a lot of us, not just myself, getting through all the COVID lockdowns and losing jobs and money and worrying about family and friends and not being able to maintain our health in many other ways. It has really hit hard. And one of the things that had happened was I'd been on a really good streak with living my life in a way that was better for me. I wasn't in an amazing place, but that's mostly because of complications outside my control. But I was starting to get a handle on how I relate to things. And some of what I've talked about with my hoarding stuff is that protection and reactions and anxiety. I have gone through some pretty traumatic things in the last couple of years outside of what's happened with COVID. And there's been a lot of need for personal protections, which has kicked up more of my CPTSD. And so I've been spending a lot of time, again, trying to get myself back into the focus of minimalism and decluttering. Like I said, I'm well aware that my clutter is a symptom of my hoarding problems, which are a symptom of my anxiety and things like that. So I said, you can't just get rid of stuff because then the stuff will just come back if you don't deal with and address the underlying issues. Excuse my cat who's jumping around and her bell is making lots of jingling. But I'm decluttering better because I'm starting to work through those mental processes. And so it's allowed me to let go of things, but there's still a bunch of stuff that I know I need to work through, but I won't be able to get there until I'm more mentally healthy. So I'm going to finish up this video here, and then I'm going to post another one, just a quick tour of where my house is at right now and show you how minimal I'm going at the moment in order to help my mental health. I'm trying to reduce the mental load of expectations and things I need to do. So stay tuned if you want to see that. All right, my fabulous weirdos, heads up, this is a full 3-minute video. Some of my videos are short, but most of them are longer because I'm trying to explain stuff to you guys to help and provide support. So if you're in for it, this is a tour of where my house is at after the last few days of efforts of doing things to better my mental health and declutter. So I'm going to show you what I'm working with right now. All right, first up is my wardrobe. This is what I'm down to. Genuinely, these are my two light jumpers and a couple of t-shirts as well as what I'm wearing. I've got 2 pairs of pants here, 1 dress, coat, my rain jacket, my bras, my socks, underwear. In here is where I keep my accessories. Socks and underwear, all my work t-shirts, and my pajamas. And that's it. That's my whole wardrobe, aside from my bathers, which are up there. This is it. This is all my clothes and accessories. All right, so I'm just going to pan you around. I'm not going to show you my partner's stuff because that's her personal thing. So this is our bedroom. This couch lives here, and we sleep on futons on the floor. This will be going as well, but currently the futons are here, but this storage unit in the middle actually will hold all the futons and things once I clear all of that out. That's something I haven't yet got to. And the stuff up here is also stuff I need to get to. But essentially this is mine, and down there is my partner's, and this is what we've got going out here. I'm going to show you my work area. So this is where I keep all of my machines, my Cricuts, my sewing machines and stuff, my other big Cricut. But everything here are projects that I've started that need finishing. That's a lot. But this is it. All of my stationery and bits and pieces, all my Cricut stuff, my sewing things, aside from what was in that room in that middle section that I need to work out. But this is getting better. The balcony, I'm ignoring at the moment. It needs attention, but I can only do so much at a time. None of this has changed, but I have decluttered the stuff that was sitting on top of the piano. And so now everything that's in this pile here is going. That's all leaving my house. But as you can see, there's not all that much left anymore. This is sort of the only thing that will be staying, is this little unit that holds things like our medicines and our plates. These are all where I keep our bags. This is my cat's little zone. This is what I've recently added. It's a slide out pantry for the side of the fridge. But that is pretty much what we're working with. It is much clearer and will be heaps clearer once I get rid of all of this. Still a few things to do, but ultimately getting better, and I'm feeling much healthier already. All right, so why do I feel the need to declutter? I have a lot of stuff in my house. I mean, technically, a lot of people could easily live with the amount of stuff that I had. For a lot of people, they would have come into my house and they would have thought it was not enough stuff or not a lot of stuff. But it has become abundantly clear to me, especially since my diagnosis of autism and ADHD. I already knew I had depression and anxiety, and I have a whole bunch of other stuff. Like, it is a litany, my friends. But here's the basics of why I need to live in a very decluttered space, and why even where I'm at now, if you watched my last video, is not decluttered enough. So I have, have you ever heard of the spoon theory? So the spoon theory is that, like, we have X amount of spoons for the day, like, and every time we do something, it uses up some spoons, right? It's basically just like quantifying the amount of capacity you have, whether that's mental capacity, physical energy, whatever it is. You have a certain amount of capacity at the start of the day to do a certain amount of things and handle a certain amount of things, including responsibilities and choices and thoughts and physical efforts, all kinds of stuff. Well, when you have ADHD and autism and chronic illness and things, all of these different things, they make you start your day with a little bit less. So if I was essentially only dealing with having ADHD, that means that I'm starting with a little bit less energy or capacity every day. And then if I'm autistic, I'm starting with less capacity. Well, you compound these together. If you are ADHD, autistic, dyslexic, depressed, anxious, chronically ill, fatigued, all right, sick, you are starting the day with a lot less capacity to do things. And there are some things that can support that, like medications help that and things. But one of the things for me that supports that is keeping things really simple. I have to have less choices to make and less obstacles. So for me, every time I run into an obstacle in my day, it really taxes my capacity. And that can be as simple as having to walk over something or walk around something or remember to check on something or do something. Anytime I have an obstacle in my day, it's more exhausting. So what I need to function is as few obstacles as possible. So that means less choices, less physical things in my way, less tasks to do, because as soon as something becomes even slightly difficult, especially with my brain that is ADHD, if it becomes too difficult to do, like there's too many steps involved, I just won't do it. So for me, having a really clear decluttered space means less of a task list and less obstacles, which means I'm going to be more likely to do the things I need to do and remember the things I need to do. And that's why a really simplified, very clear space is what I'm aiming at and why I'm trying so hard to get there.